Hi everybody. So I've had a little bit of a hiatus, but I wanted to come back to put together a little practice that is combining some of the elements of the previous videos that I have posted in weeks past. And you may want to take a look at those if you haven't seen them yet. So we are going to do a short longevity yoga practice. And the first step is to sit comfortably. You can sit on the floor as I am sitting. I've got some props under my knees here. You can also sit in a chair. That's perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that your sits bones are on the edge of the chair and that your feet are planted firmly on the ground so you have some support from your feet. And the first step is to find your center. So this is where we're looking for that just right spot in the middle by going a little far left and a little far right, and then making that a little smaller each time, like an upside down pendulum. Then at a certain point, you find that center point. So when you find this, it's a feeling of slightly less effort to sit upright because we're a little more aligned with gravity. When you found that center, just lengthen through your center slightly, not a whole lot. Just a little bit. And a reminder that during this practice, you never want to stiffen or strain or go into tension. So if you find that you're doing that, you just want to back up a little bit. Maybe don't stretch quite as far, or maybe adjust your props or adjust the way that you're sitting so that you feel a little more comfortable. So I've got this center line and I'm getting some length, but I still have a little play in my torso there. And the next thing to keep in mind is that the headlights of the shoulders and the hips are pointing in the same direction. So these 4 points stay aligned together. And the nose and the sternum and the belly button are also all staying in line. So the headlights of all these points are pointing in the same direction and parallel. And now feel into the front of your hips, the quad area. And we're just going to feel in there. Take the edge of your hand, the edge of the palm, and just slide that into that crease. And let that sliding in, you can jiggle around a little bit to help to bring your awareness and your feeling awareness to the front of the hip. And then bringing all your attention there, just see if it can soften. And as it softens, fold forward at that crease. Fold forward. And you want to keep softening so that your hands could be able to slide in even a little further as you fold forward. And soften. And here, just breathe. Let your breathing be as relaxed as it can be. Hang out for a couple of breaths. And now I'm going to continue to soften, to come up. So just keep reminding yourself to not tighten this area in the crease, just keep letting it soften. Roll on your sits bones to sit back up. And then once you're here, just hang out for a moment. And here we're paying attention to any feeling of tension or grabbing, especially around the hips. You can sometimes feel a sense of grabbing, or in the legs or the torso. And so we're feeling for any of that kind of tension, and you want to just let that go. You can also feel for any other kind of tension that you feel in your body at all. And again, establish some length. And now we're going to bring the hands to the center here. Just have a look, just to establish, okay, that's the center line. And again, all these points are staying together, and this center line is staying together. And bringing my attention back to the hips. And there may be areas of tension that I'm still feeling. So I'm just going to bring my awareness completely into whatever that is. So, I can feel a little bit of tightness here in the front of my hips. So I'm really bringing my attention there as I soften the hips and then pivot to one side. I'm going to keep trying to soften as I pivot, and that's about as far as I can go before things start to tighten a bit. So I'm just going to hang out here. Just let go and relax. Breathe. So when I'm just hanging out here and I'm really feeling into that area that was feeling a little tense in my hips, and now I'm just consciously going, I can just let that go a little bit. So it's not grabbing quite as much. That's what we're aiming for, is try to soften. And now, from this, I'm going to fold forward in this turned position. So keeping that length through the body, I'm folding forward, continuing to soften. So I felt something really let go in my neck there. It's just what's happening for me. I mean, it could be, may feel the same or might feel different for you, but we're aiming for a feeling of let go, that things just relax a little more. And so, hanging out here for a couple of breaths. And now I'm going to keep that softening in the hips as I'm rolling on the sits bones to come up. And I'm still turned to the side. It's not a really big turn because it's really deep in the hip there, but I'm still facing the side. Now I'm going to just pivot back to the center and then hang out here and feel I'm feeling a nice sense of releasing in the hips and lower torso area. So you just want to hang out and let whatever's ready to relax more. And just breathe. And then again, make sure you've got that length through your torso, but without any tension. And now we're going to do a pivot to the other side. So I'm bringing my mind into my hips again, letting them soften. And then I'm pivoting to the side. So this pivot is happening completely in the hips. The pelvis is pivoting over the hips. I am not twisting my spine. So I've just turned as far as I can before I'm feeling a little grabbing, and now I'm feeling that a little bit in my legs. So I'm going to just hang out here and really try to relax that. which is really possible to do because I'm not doing a big stretch that I'm holding. This is actually a small movement, so there's space for me to let go in that area. For me, it's the tendons that are attaching from the big muscles into my hips, but you could feel this any place. You might feel some tension that you just try to breathe and let go. And so good. And now, still turned to the side, I'm going to fold forward the same way I did when I was facing the front. So the same fold, the 4 points of my torso are staying together. I'm just folding at the crease. And now it's nice. Now I'm really trying to soften in the hips there and keeping length in your torso. Another adjustment in the neck for me could be, may or may not be the same for you, as I mentioned, but that's always interesting. We're really engaging the whole fascial web when we do this. So it's getting a nice feeling of let go and keeping that length. Okay, and now continuing to soften in the hips. Just keep feeling in there. Don't tense up. To sit up, you just want to unfold. So you're just going to roll over the sits bones to unfold and hang out here. So I'm still turned to the side. I'm going to hang out here and just breathe a couple of times. Maybe 3 times is good. Odd numbers are good. And then I'm going to pivot back to the center. And pause here. Okay, so there's a little practice. It's really effective. I really felt a lot of nice release from doing that. And so this is combining things that I showed you in the last few videos. And I think you get the theme. The theme is to soften and let go. And again, this is an internal feeling. It's not like a big external movement. It's an internal letting go. We're not doing a big stretch on the outside, but we're doing a big let go on the inside. So you just want to feel for that sense of tension that you can just kind of relax and let go. And a couple of reminders. You only want to turn so far as you can when you just start to feel that tension. You don't want to turn so far that everything clamps up. You always want to have a little bit of give, the same way that we want to have a little bit of give when we lengthen through the torso. And so you want to turn approximately the same amount each side. And at the beginning, it can be really helpful to just, you want to have nice relaxed breathing, and you could just count your breaths at each stopping point. So say when I'm beginning and I fold forward, and I would count 3 breaths, come up, count 3 breaths, turn to the side, count 3 breaths, fold forward 3 breaths, come up 3 breaths. You get the gist. So you can keep doing that. Generally, it's advised to do 3, 5, or 7, like kind of odd number breaths. And that's helpful at the beginning, just to kind of pace yourself in a balanced way. And I think that's it. So I hope you enjoy this. Give it a try, and do let me know if you have questions or comments. It's very helpful for me to hear from you, and I'm really happy to answer any questions you have. All right. Thank you very much.